All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me bring this camera in just a little bit. What's going on with you guys this morning? Hope you're doing well. Life is good. Andy Gill, what's going on, man? How are you feeling? Thanks, the boxing fan. How are you? Yep. Man, did I link this to the right place? Oh, phenom. Yep, I did. All right, we're waiting for Cass to come on in. And comments to come through. All right, man. So we got bad news. There you go. There's 29 people here. All right. Andy Gill, what's going on, man? My comments, I think my comments are delayed. So if it takes, it's probably going to take a second for comments to come through. Or maybe I didn't put this up early enough. Andy Gill, what up, though? Banks a boxing fan. What's going on? Yeah, there they go. All right. I'm about to say, yeah, the comments come. They're coming through a little bit slow for me, so I'm going to wait for them to build up. Wow. Shout out to everybody that will join the live stream yesterday on MH Blackwell. It was a very passionate conversation we had over the debate. So if you guys are not subscribed to MH Blackwell, go subscribe to MH Blackwell. Go check out the debate. The not the debate. Yeah, well, actually, it is the debate. We reviewed the debate. What's going on, Brian Lane? Giovanni Walker. It is Super Chat Thursday. But, boxing's been so slow that it's like, it's tough. Man, Cats came through and supported that live stream last night, though. No joke, man. Dude, I'm going to tell you, man, phenomenal show is phenomenal. What's up, T. Orlando? Hey, man, I got to tell you, T. Orlando, I whooped your ass last night. I was about to whoop your ass. But you are a very bright guy. I can learn a lot from you. T. Orlando's a guy I can learn a lot from. I really enjoyed that conversation. Debate tactics aside, with which you cannot hang with me, but you're keen. You have a very keen mind, man. The things that you can do, you do well, man. I got to tell you, I enjoyed that thoroughly. Super Chat Thursday. What up, LR? What up, man? What up? 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 Cap. Nah, dog. Trust you, me. Oh, but dude, let me tell you something. By the way, also, you got to be careful who you're talking to, man. You talk about things and people hear you that, that's why I got that red mark on my chest. You'd be surprised who you talk to, who listens to you speak. Okay. Let me put it this, don't be surprised who listens to you speak. And it's like, man, come on now. But seriously, all jokes aside, I thought you had I think you have a keen mind. I do. And I'm going to call you young man forever. I think you're a boy. What you want me to tell you? Yeah. Good morning, David Howard. What up, man? Oh, I'm going there right now, man. Thank you, man. I'm prepared. Thank you so much for the support, bro. What's this? Oh, thank you, man. There was Super Chats yesterday, man. The Super Chats didn't come through yesterday. That's nice. Okay. Hey, Giovanni Walker said, $10 $5 Super Chat yesterday from Marcus Priest said, for the show. Thank you, brother. I didn't see that, man. And Giovanni Walker said, happy Super Chat Thursday, man. I'm trying to told ya. Yes, sir. I'm trying to told ya. I got to call Paul Magno. Paul Magno, if you're listening, I need to talk to you. So anyway, let me put a link in the chat. We have information about Shakur Stevenson. Very bad news. Very, very bad. It's very bad news. Very, very, very bad. Very bad news. Difficult news. Difficult news. Thank God the fight is off. Thank goodness. There is no Shakur Stevenson, Joe Cordina fight. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Joe, no Joe Cordina. It's very bad. Very, very bad. I'm going to learn how to do impersonations. My wife does impersonations very well. It's one of her secret talents. She'll just whip out every once in a while. She'll just do a really good impersonation of somebody. And I'm secretly very competitive with my wife in things that she does better than me. It always disturbs me. The fact she does better impersonations and plays better, and she's better at bowling. Really better at bowling. Like, I've literally been trying to beat her for 30 years in bowling and never does it. I never have done it. I sit there and think, I want to go practice and go get a private a private bowling coach so I can beat my wife at at bowling. Anyway, yeah, that's good news for me. Hey, what's going on, Barbara D? That Cordina fight would have hurt. Yeah, I think it's brilliant that he went in on head and had that surgery. I told you Shakur Stevenson is intelligent. I told you he's very, very intelligent person, man. You just talking to him, you get a sense that he was very, 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 very intelligent, man. Right away, very, very intelligent. Your boy Kerr, what? What about your boy Kerr? My boy Kerr. Oh, my boy Kerr. Why? That's a good move. You don't like that move? I like that move. I like that. You don't like that? I like that. What's up, Brandon House? Salute for 9. Tank gonna punch. Tank gonna punch the hell out of Shakur's hands when they fight. And I ain't gonna lie, dude. I don't think they're gonna fight. I think that could have killed the Tank fight. Why you playing? There's a really good chance that killed the Tank fight because Shakur got oh man, you know what, dude? Let me not give anybody any ideas. You remember when, hey, where's one body in Yahweh? Like this right here, when I say this, and we don't even have anybody really in the chat right now. 200 people or something so far. We are in 7 minutes. We got about 200 people in here. Over 200 people in here. But if I told you, really, what's up, 2 Cent? Hey, I need a female. I need what's the proper term for y'all? Y'all women, the real women. I need some cis women. Oh my God, that's so nasty. Man, when we get to that part of the debate, we needed a woman last night. Badly. We needed an educated, and I'm not talking about formally educated. I don't care how you get the information. Somebody knowledgeable on the subject, and women are pretty knowledgeable about reproduction. Strangely, they know a lot about having babies. So I'm looking for a. This is sounding. I mean, my wife. I feel so guilty even saying this. I'm looking for a woman. So when we break down these different topics, if it's a topic that relates to women, all these topics relate to women, except for the ones that relate exclusively to men. Which I have to tell you, women don't understand men very well. Yeah, you definitely killed the Tank fight for sure for Shakur. And with the hands, it's mental. Shakur isn't going to hesitate to exchange and throw his hands. Joshua O'Reilly, look, let me tell you, I think it is very possible. And I'm not telling you what Shakur Stevenson did. So let me be very, very clear about this. I'm not talking about what he did. I'm not accusing him. I'm not breaking news. I'm not doing any of that. I'm saying that if it was me, and I was advising that man on how to, advising him and said, look, man, you don't like this damn fight with Joe Cordina. First of all, it's a shit fight. It's garbage. Number 2, you're going all the way over to Saudi Arabia for a shit fight. They're putting you on pay-per-view, and the pay-per-view numbers are going to fail. So, yeah, you're going to get paychecks, but you're going to get talked about bad as shit. As soon as T Orlando makes up some pay-per-view numbers on you, as soon as the Twitter war, somebody decides to start a Twitter fire, man, where's Ray Jackson? Where's Ray Jackson, dude? Twitter ain't worth shit without Ray Jackson on there. Nuke, dude Nuke came around. I fucks with Nuke. But I don't know anybody with a really, really good sense of humor like Ray Jackson, bro. And I haven't seen Ray Jackson on Twitter in a minute. So I'm like, man, whatever with Twitter. Oh, he came back yesterday? Okay. All right, I'll fuck with Twitter now. I'm about to say, okay. He came back yesterday? I'm about to say, I'm not fucking with Twitter without Ray Jackson over on Twitter. Man, I'm about to retire from Twitter, bro. I mean, I enjoy it, but I was about to retire from that mug. I'm like, where's Ray? We need somebody that's civil in this mug. We need somebody that knows how to take a joke and somebody that knows how to knows how to make a joke and take a joke. That dude can make a joke and can take a joke. It's a rare talent to be able to make a joke and take a joke. And to make a joke off somebody going at you. The dude's talent for me is, he said, Ray came back yesterday and caused a firestorm. Dog, look, man, I'm trying to get Ray on my show, dog, but he won't show his voice. He's the Al Heyman of Twitter. Ray Jackson, Club Shay Shay went crazy yesterday. What was Club Shay Shay? What happened with Club Shay Shay? Phoenix the Assassin? What happened on Club Shay Shay? What happened on Club Shay Shay? Thank you for the support on Super Chat Thursday, though, for real. Turkey Al-Sheikh is drying the money out of USA Boxing. Will you get your ass up out of here, Turkey? Get a turkey. What? Why you just randomly say that word, Fahim? Why you just randomly say that stuff? What was the publicity stuff? Shannon got caught on audio clapping cheeks. Let me ask you a question. Was he flexing? Shannon Sharpe got caught clapping cheeks or watching somebody clapping cheeks? Who was the clapper of the cheeks? Man, I don't fuck around, man. Look, dude, I'm out here grinding, dog. I ain't watching. Look, man. Was he clapping or was somebody else clapping? He didn't know it was recording him. Oh, so you trying to tell me it was audio of him having sex? What's the dude's name? What is the name of the dude that, hey, Michelle, that's his girl. What's the dude's name that he was with them tight ass green pants on? Man, look. Nah, seriously, I'm just jealous. Never mind me. I'm just jealous. Let me just hear. You know what I mean? Don't listen to me. Don't worry what I got to say. Pure haterade on a dude that's killing it. Because I swear to goodness, man, that dude been killing it, man. God blessed him, dude. He proved that niggas is as ugly as hell can make a lot of money. Man, dog, swear, bro. If nothing else, Shannon Sharpe proved that looks don't matter for nothing. But I mean, he's a big dude, so the grill. Nah, seriously, man. I really I respect him a lot, dog. I do. I really respect him a lot. He really does his thing, man. Them girls like him, dog. Another dude that complain and cry, and all the women like. You look like, what's that boy's name on the Green Mile? You seen anybody seen the movie The Green Mile? Michael Clark Duncan, That's real life him. But he's really talented too. Phenomenal Show said, "Oh, I ain't falling for it." He said, "Publicity stunt. You can't believe people are falling for that." Hey man, they do. They do. Now Ocho didn't make that name up. Shannon was saying that's my Michelle. That's my look, dude. I'm done. Michael Clark Duncan. Yeah. Hey, look, I don't want to talk about that dude no more, man. Let's keep it moving. For now, so Shakur is not going to fight Cordina anymore. No, he's not. He's going straight to Cordina. That's the word on the street. Word on the street is he's going straight. Hold on, yeah, that dude. He does look like that dude on. He does. He looked like he would be like he looked like he like the stunt double. He like the stunt double for the Green Mile. Big ass. Oh, but he's a good dude. I mean, he's a smart dude. He's smart though. He's very very smart. No joke. He's very very smart. Very very talented. I have nothing but respect for him. Really do. I really don't. But I ain't gonna lie, dog. I was sitting around the table with my mother, my mother, my sister, and my wife. And when I was like, man, that raggedy ass suit. Did you see that crazy shit he had on, dog? That what do you call that? What do you call like a scuba diving suit he was wearing? You remember when he came out in that green? He's so muscular that the clothes that he was wearing, bro, he looked like a scuba diving outfit. Man, a green scuba diving outfit. Look, you can't wear that, dude. You're too big. You're too big. I lost respect when he let Skip Bailey bully him on multiple. Let me tell you something, man. Let him bully him because he can't afford to get mad. And man, dude, that dude, you see what he does. He'll jump up there. Dude, that's a big ass dude. And he's super talented, man. Super talented human being, dog. But like I said, if you are butt ugly and you don't know if you can make it, Shannon Sharpe is for you. Because that dude is hard on the eyes, dog. His brother is really good too. Hey, he was flashing Cat Williams in that interview with them tight pants on. Yeah, bro, you can't wear them tight ass pants. He's my age too. He should know better. Dude, you the same age as me. What's wrong with you? What? Whatever, bro. See you later, homie. Hey, look, here you go, though. No, seriously, let's get back on this boxing, man. Hey, man, thank you to anybody that supports on Super Chat Thursdays, for real. Because it's an important day to the chat. It's also going to be blocked. It's also going to be the day of getting your ass blocked. He's a country boy for now. Give him a break, man. They don't wear that shit in the country. Where are you seeing somebody in the country walking around in a green scuba diving outfit? I ain't never seen it. I ain't never seen it. And I don't buy it, bro. I ain't never seen it, and I don't buy it. Dude, that shit's too tight. You know that's too tight. You know that. You know you looking like one of them corny ass bodybuilders that be wearing that got all their. Dude, don't nobody want to see all that, man. Anyway, don't worry about me. I'm just hating. Don't pay any attention to me. I'm just hating on the man. Because seriously, he's very, very talented. And he's got, hey man, that dude really like catapulted himself on YouTube. He's a machine. You know? He's a machine. I got to get that man definitely get that man credit for that. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get back to boxing. I can almost guarantee that he didn't have to work out to get. No, he's not. He's Superman. Nah, dude, he's what you call a genetic freak. Shannon Sharpe and his brother, Sterling Sharpe. Both of them are. Both of them are crazy athletes, bro. Shannon Sharpe is, and I think Shannon Sharpe is one of my favorite. I mean, I think he's the best tight end I've ever seen, and tight end is my favorite position. The tight end position. Damn. Pause. That's a huge pause on that. Anyway, no worries, man. We're gonna get back to this boxing. Thank you. Hey, thank you, phenomenal show. Appreciate you, brother. I put 100 on Berlanga to stop Canelo. Hunter will get me. Give me 1 second, man. I got to do something. I'm so superstitious. Hold on. Sorry about that. I had to do something. Malcolm Allen, man, that's huge. Thank you, brother. Andre Noble says, Super Chat Thursday. Salute, Martin. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Big time. Malcolm Allen holding the chat down said, salute Martin and the chat family, man. Salute to you, brother. So, hey, I don't mind giving away $100 for a chance to win $5,000. Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. If you got your bet limit, yeah. And who are you betting on now? I know you're not betting on Joe Cordina. Because now ain't nobody, y'all ain't even got an opportunity to lose money now. You can lose some money on, if you like to lose some money, you can lose some money on Edgar Berlanga, though. You really can. Berlanga's there to lose money on. Yeah, he is. What up? Hey, what up, Dre's Finest? How you feeling, brother? What's going on, man? All right, man. Someone put a link in the chat just in case anybody feels like chopping it up with the kid. There you go. I give you a chance to at that 5K, send me 100. I'll bet you $100. Look, man, the problem is this fight with Gervonta Davis is probably not going to take place. I'm telling you right now, man, it looks tough, man. Fanon, best boxing channel on YouTube by far. I'm working on it, man. My wife is not happy with me, though, for working on it. Man, trying to be myself, trying to be myself. Not always the easiest. David Testain said, what's up to all things? So we now don't have any good American fights lined up now. You think Floyd Schofield can hang with Tank Davis? Where's Floyd Schofield? Man, let's talk about Floyd Schofield. I wish I don't have Floyd Schofield's name in the title. I should put it in the title so Floyd Schofield Sr. comes. I have to agree with you. Oh, Phoenix the Assassin. What up, Phoenix the Assassin? What up, man?
Hey, man. What's up?
Well, you know, man, just having a good time this morning, man. It looks like we're never going to get the Gervonta Davis fight.
I know, right?
They said that the fight has to take place in what did Coach Kenny say? He said it needs to take place sometime within
I thought he said in 2025.
It did, but if Shakur has a 2-fight deal with Eddie Hearn, what does that mean?
It means he should have had, a better game plan against the heavy bag he was fighting last night, so he wouldn't have hurt himself.
Well, no, yeah, because that means 2 fights. He still has a 2-fight deal with Eddie, and he's not going to fight this year, and he's not probably
Yeah.
not getting 3 fights in 2025.
Well, and that's the thing with the Zepeda fight, because they were talking about February for that. So they're talking about February. Is this hand going to be ready for him to start training camp before then? So that's like 2 fights that he kind of screwed up. And then yeah, like I don't know what he's going to do with that. 'Cause that's a very tough situation. And then at the same time, like unless that second fight they're talking about with Eddie, if Eddie is willing to change his mind and try to do like a cross promotional deal with PBC to go ahead and try to make the fight, but like man, the way that he was talking, like uh, there was some more to it when he had that conversation with Leonard Enderby a few days ago, and everyone was talking about like Leonard was saying that Tank wants to fight right now, but Eddie Hearn was talking about they need to build Shakur's brand a little bit, but like I was saying, the Cordina fight was going to be like the last step they could take towards that direction to try to build Shakur up because he has the accolades he needs to be able to be, you know, a big star, but at the same time doesn't have the personality and doesn't have the fighting style to be able to do it. And at the same time, it's like, how can you promote him? Because like you can only do so much. At a certain point, it becomes on the fighter to go ahead and try to get themselves out there. And right now, like I was saying, the big way that Shakur has been promoted the past 2 years has been in comparison to Devin Haney and Tank Davis after Ryan smacked the hell out of Devin, nobody really cares about seeing that anymore. And then with Shakur hurting his hand against De Los Santos after Haratunian, he said both hands were hurting. Now this, he has to have surgery on it. And on top of that, it's not like he was a strong puncher even before that anyway. At 135. I mean, like people still keep wanting to talk about 126 and 130. He's not at those weight classes anymore. That's all said and done. We're talking about the fights that he can make now at 135, or even if he decides to move up to 140. And all that stuff he did at the lower weight classes ain't translating to what he's doing right now. So, it becomes a situation where, like I was saying, you want to wait too long for a fight to marinate. Look what happened, right? It wasn't even that something inside the ring happened like uh, with what's happened with Deontay Wilder. As far as his fight with Anthony Joshua, because they sat on that for so long. This was something that ended up happening outside the ring. Like you never know what's going to happen. So when everybody talking about you want to wait for the fight to be built up for it to be as big as possible, sometimes there come a moment where you just have to go ahead and say, "Hey, let's make the fight." And I know that right now the big thing is, like Shakur was saying when you had him on here with Coach Kenny that one time, he's like, I know Tank is that guy, but I'm that guy too. He's like, well, you're not gonna be that guy too. Because if he wasn't able to go ahead and, step on the gas and try to put a hurting on your opponents at 135, like the only one he's done that with is Yoshino. He hasn't shown that same thing against De Los Santos, whether or not his hand was hurting. He hasn't shown it against Haratunian. I don't know if he was even going to show it against Cordina. And that's the thing. Like you look at other fighters who had injuries in the ring, like uh, Floyd Mayweather against I think it was Carlos Hernandez in his 26th fight. Carlos Hernandez, he had hurt both hands in that. That was that one where he had punched him on top of the head, and then they counted it a knockdown because he let his glove touch the ground whenever he was shaking his hand out because he had hurt it. And he ended up hurting his other hand in that fight too. So like, and Floyd was
Hey,
doing everything he.
hey,
Oh,
hold on one second. Hold on one second.
yeah, yeah.
Private, private. Oh, let me tell you something, bro. You're not you're banned. Well, hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let me see something. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and ban you. Go ahead, man.
Okay.
Sorry,
But yeah,
I
like,
thought there was a real person, and I read the name. I read the name that they actually had, and I was like,
oh
okay,
yeah, one of
yeah,
them
somebody
things.
thought that they were smart. So anyway, see you later. Dude. Yeah, try. Hey, try again. Click the link and try another name, and where I don't figure it out. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you seen that fight with Carlos Hernandez. Even though Floyd hurt both hands, like he was switching between southpaw and orthodox, and still, going out there trying to fight, keep Hernandez off him, and it was like what you
Can
could
I ask you a
call an
question,
ugly
man?
fight.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Why you hate Shakur like this?
I hate, and I'm just stating the obvious. I do it to him. He shouldn't have punched the heavy bag that hard.
I don't. More than likely, man. Well, not more than likely. I think that there's a significant probability that dude went and had surgery that he could have had a while ago. Did he say that he was? Maybe I'm missing something. Did he say that he was hurt punching the
Nope,
bag?
that's my assumption because he ain't punching nobody else like that because they gonna hit back.
What do you say?
I said, he ain't punching nobody else like that because they gonna hit back.
See, that's what I'm saying. Pure hate, man.
So I don't know what it could be because
Dude, I
he,
would swear listening to you that Shakur Stevenson is a trash fighter.
did I say that?
Yes.
No, I didn't say he was
Hold on. Let me
trash. I didn't
see.
say
Let
he
me
was
see.
trash.
Let me see.
When
Let me
have I said he was trash?
Let me see. Let me see. I have to. Obviously, the word. I don't believe the words left your mouth that he was trash,
Nah,
even though it probably did.
I've always said he's
So,
over promise and under deliver.
hold on, man. Hold on. That is a look. If I was to say, "Hey, that you're," well, let me see. Somebody, not yours or mine, somebody else's daughter. Somebody shows you a picture, and you're like, "Hey, what do you think about this guy's daughter? You think she's pretty?" And you'd be like, God dog, man. She got teeth like yuck mouth. She like she been kicking flour sacks around all day. She looked like she ain't ever met a comb in her life. And yeah, her face generally resembles a hamburger that dropped on the floor.
You said she was kickstarting fires with her feet.
Yeah,
Did that
yeah,
ashy?
yeah. Kickstarting fires with her feet, all that. Then you say, I never said she was unattractive, though.
Hey, that's somebody's cup of tea. It might not be mine. It
Yeah,
might
so
not be
Shakur,
mine.
dog, I just have to say, bro. I
I'm just saying,
listen,
like, I'm
I
being objective.
listen.
I'm being objective this
I
time.
don't know. I don't know. What's the best
Yeah,
attribute of Shakur Stevenson? Let's do an intervention here. Let's do a
the
it's a
best
wonderful.
attribute he has is he knows how to win. That's his best attribute. He knows how to win, and that's good for any fighter to
No,
have.
that's not an
The
attribute.
the
That's
the
not an attribute. We're
yeah
not going to
yeah.
we can't let you slide on that. That's not an attribute.
It's a mental attribute. He had to apply himself
Knowing
to
how
be able
to
to do it.
not, but well, let me be specific. What thing does he do? Technical things does he do that are very, very good? Not like what's the result? Like he knows how to win a fight.
So
I know how to win
the
a fight.
technical
That don't
things
make
I
him
could
good.
say that he knows how to do is that he knows how to use his footwork. Yeah, that's
Okay,
what I'll
so what
say.
we're gonna do is we need a hater intervention.
Like you seen what Roy Jones said. Same thing I've been saying. Like, yeah, it's good to have good footwork, but when you move yourself out to where you can't capitalize on making somebody miss the counterpunch them, like that's when they could say that defense become boring. Because you look at somebody like Roy Jones, you look at Floyd
Hold on. There
Mayweather,
you go. Hold
you
on. There
look
you
at
go.
you look at
There you
Juan
go.
Manuel
Hey,
Marquez.
hold on. You just dissolved into haterland.
Nah, 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 nah. It ain't hating. It ain't hating. It's
Yeah,
comparison.
because you
It's
just started
comparison against
criticizing.
other great.
You
It's
just
about other
criticized,
great.
but you're
It's not a
criticizing.
criticism. It's not a
It is. You
criticism.
said you were talking about what he doesn't know how to do. That's a criticism.
No, no, no. Not if it's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
fact.
yeah.
Not if it's a fact.
It
You
is.
can't.
If it's a fact that somebody got bad breath,
Yeah,
it's still criticism.
it's not a criticism. It's
It is if
constructive
you got a bad
criticism.
breath. It may
It's
not be
informative
hating.
criticism.
It is still criticism. It may not
No,
be
it's
hate.
called. It's no teaching. Teaching is what it is, not criticism.
Well, look, man, I'm not asking you to teach right now. I'm asking you to say something positive, unadulteratedly positive about Shakur Stevens.
Positive,
This is a this is a hater
positive,
intervention.
something positive. He's undefeated, three-weight world champion. He's not an email champion, despite what people want to say. He won his belt in the ring. So you can't take that away from him. All his championships he has won in the ring. He ain't been like nobody else. who got emailed them belts. That's one thing that like who was it that was trying to make that comparison between him and Brian Norman Jr.? It ain't the same thing. It ain't the same thing. So that's one thing that people could throw out. He was actually a mandatory for a fight, and he's one man, like not like these other people talk about their mandatories and they got ducked. He was actually named the mandatory by Mauricio Suleiman after he beat Yoshino in his first fight at 135. Mauricio Suleiman came out and said it flat out after he won that Shakur is now the WBC mandatory. So it ain't none of this stuff like them other fighters who be making it up, talking about because they rank number one or whatever that they're the mandatory and they being ducked. Shakur was actual mandatory for Devin. So those are things that you can't take away from him. His footwork, yeah, he got great footwork as far as defensive. I don't know how his footwork is offensively because of what he said himself about not being able to cut the ring off. That's on him. All I can do is go by what I've seen, what he said, and what's actually transpired. I can't go ahead and like talk about hypotheticals and stuff because I have to go on what I'm seeing in the ring from a person's standpoint who's trained fighters and a person who actually trains in boxing too and work with people. Like I can't look at it the same way a lot of fans do. I can't because I've been in the ring and because I see things that most people ain't looking for unless they've been in the ring too. So like for me, when I'm talking about this stuff about Shakur, yeah, it sounds like hating the people who might not understand it, or maybe they just, you know, too uptight about it. But like I can't say that Shakur has the same defensive style as Mayweather. I can't say it's the same as Juan Manuel Marquez. I can't say it's the same as Roy Jones. All three of which were guys who were known for their counterpunching ability. Marquez, like a lot of people talk about him as one of the greatest counterpunchers in Mexican boxing, and he was a tremendous counterpuncher. Yeah, sometimes he took a shot to give a shot, but he was good at it. Shoot, I still remember when he slept Pacquiao. That was a beautiful one. But like, you know, Shakur, yeah, he got great footwork going backwards, but like to make that micro adjustment and still be in range to be able to capitalize on it, I don't see that from him lately.
Now, see, there you
So
go.
that's the
There
thing.
you
I
go.
don't I don't see it. Have you
There
seen
you
it?
go. There
Have
you
you seen it?
No, but I'm saying that's why I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I
it's
was just
not. That's
gonna
why I
talk.
don't
Hold
consider
on,
that
man.
hating.
Bro, I asked you just to say something that was unadulteratedly positive. And within about you did it, but then boom, under two, he's not doing this, he's not doing that, comparing him to the greatest fighters ever. Now that's a compliment in itself that you're
Because he
comparing
compares himself
fighters.
to that. I don't.
Huh?
He
What do you
compares
say?
himself to that. He said he's like them. I didn't say he's like them.
No, you're comparing him in this conversation.
Yeah, I'm just drawing the contrast between the two.
I know,
As
but
as
you see
little.
how we slipped into the how he's not good
Yeah,
from how he was
I don't.
good.
I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying that that's not as good as people think it is. I mean, that's the biggest thing they say about him is that he got amazing defense. But like for me, I don't look at defense as just footwork because of all the other things that go into it. Defense is also head movement, blocking shots, slipping shots, countering in between shots. Working in the clinch. Like it's not just footwork. That's not the only aspect of defense.
Bro, but you
You
missing what
know.
I'm saying, bro. I was just saying, man, let me just hear some positive things about him. And then, but you can't do it. You gotta you have to get to the
Yeah,
negative.
because
What I'm
nah,
saying,
it's
that's
not. It's
the
not
hater.
about the negative. It's not
No,
about the
bro,
negative
that's
because
what I'm
that's the
telling
biggest.
you.
That's the biggest thing that they use about why he's a great fighter because his plus minus rate.
No,
And
but I'm
the
telling
defense
you,
involved with it.
dude,
So like,
listen to me. Listen to me. Just listen to me.
okay, I hear you out.
I'm just telling you. I'm saying, look, man, hey man, just tell me three good things about him. You told me two good things about him, and then, but you didn't stop. You just went and maybe about a two, three, after about five, six bad things. I was like, dude, I would say just give me something that's positive. That's it. You can't give me something that's positive and that's it about him. That's why I'm
He's
telling you
undefeated.
don't like him. But see, then it's okay. He's undefeated, and we move on.
Yeah,
The only
but
way
but
that
that's
you can
that's not
say
the only
something about
discussion though.
the only way that you can give him credit for something is if you just give him credit for it and then walk away. But you know the word, you know the phrase. Everything before the but is bullshit. So you did all the good things, then you went to but, and then you did all the bad things. But everything before the but is bullshit. So
No, it's
the
not
only
bullshit
thing,
because that's actually happening. He is a three-weight champion. He's never won his belt by
okay, so watch
email.
this. Okay, so we
He
go
has the
back to
highest
the
plus minus rating in boxing.
so let's get back to the original, my original example, where I said about the about somebody's daughter. Oh, yeah, she's a girl. Yeah, she's a girl. She has black hair. I really like the color of her hair. Her hair is black. Oh, her eyes are blue. Yeah, those are really pretty color eyes. And she's functional. She's got hands and feet, but she got a face like a gorilla. Her breast stinks. What did you say? She starts fire when she runs. She can rub her feet together and start a fire. All of those things. If you still don't like her, see what I'm saying? Everything before the bud is bullshit.
See, but that's the thing. Just
You're
because
like,
you don't like something don't mean you hate it.
but you are hating.
How? How? If I'm stating
Just
something
explained.
objective,
I just explained because if you name three
hating
good
is what I
things,
do with Devin.
if if you name three good things and 50 bad ones, I just don't think you like Shakur, man. I just don't know what it is. Maybe I'm missing something.
That's not that I don't. It's not that I don't like Shakur. I just don't like the way that he moves. That's a
You
whole lot different. Now Devin, I don't like Devin's ass at all. I don't
oh
like him. I don't like Devin at all. I hope Ryan Garcia first fight back is against Devin so he can whoop him into retirement for good this time. That's that's how I feel about Devin. Hey, that's how I feel about Devin. About Shakur, like for me, like I'm being objective. Like he's in the like I honestly believe like this is the most pivotal point in his career. Like from a boxing fan standpoint and just being objective because like okay if the fight with Tank don't happen and that's what they've been using to build him up if they can't find another way to build him up then where does he go from there he'll end up being a boxer that's super talented but then probably don't even get on the big stages out and maybe even end up in a situation like Terrence Crawford is now except without getting that big fight like Crawford got with Spence. Just looking at where Shakur is right now and having hand injuries like this, having to have surgery, that's not something that, helps fighters. I mean, you look at Mayweather, he had those issues, but at the same time, like, the way that he handled himself in his fights, you never would have guessed unless you followed his career that in depth to know that he broke his hands that many freaking times. So I mean, like with Shakur, the fact that he didn't really seem to have a lot of pop in his punches at 135, and that's the weight class he's at right now. I don't think he can go back down and make 130 again. And I don't know if he's going to be able to handle, 140 since those guys are going to be bigger, and he's going to have to try to hit them harder to keep them off. And like being objective about that, I honestly don't see where he go from here if his hand issues persist and they keep getting worse. Like I don't think that's hate, and that's just being objective and thinking about it, like based on what we know about boxing and what we've seen before. Like I honestly don't know. I mean, if somebody else has an idea on it about where he can go or what can be changed about that, then I'd like to hear it. But like just being honest, like how are they going to build back from that, and who is he going to end up fighting? Because I know a lot of boxers and promoters are probably thinking like, well, if he's going to be worried about hurting his hands, is he going to engage, or is it going to be picking his shots even more carefully now? Because they're going to be thinking about it because they already think, oh well, his fights are already boring. How boring are they going to be now if he's not punching, right? The promoters and boxers are both thinking about that, and that's the thing. The human body is weird. He couldn't help that he hurt his hand, but I mean, looking at those things, me personally, I don't know what can come of that good for him as far as what fights he can make and anything like that. I have honestly no idea. So I want to know. Do you have any idea about that?
oh, I do. But before I answer, let me do something. It's a wonderful day in the haterhood.
A
A
wonderful day for some hating.
for some hating. Won't you be mine? Oh, would you mind? Oh, won't
Yeah,
you be my hater? Look,
damn right.
Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson's future, I do not know. And absolutely positively, there are some promotional things around his style that people are that are not getting people to flock to see him. Yeah, because he is in his third weight division and he's not knocking people out. He's winning fights, but I would have to guess that what's going on with his hand. I don't know what the injury is. I haven't seen the X-rays, and I don't know if it's something that he just occurred, or whether or not he just said, you know what, I don't want to do this fight. I need one way I can get out of this fight that I don't want is medical. So
So,
I'm about to go
so he
have some
pulled a
surgery.
Charlo.
Oh, come on, man. It's a wonderful day in that haterhood. Wonderful day.
Hey, that was the
You
second
won't even
point
let
of
me,
view.
bro. No, Phoenix. See, you want, bro. I sit here and listen to you. I'm serious. I'm practicing. I sat
Yeah,
and listened.
yeah,
I sat and listened for like I didn't
yeah.
say a word, just enjoying your breakdown. And as
I'm
soon as I
sorry. I'm
started feeling
sorry.
good, boom, you cut me off. Let me hate on Shakur real quick. Let me hate on
My,
Shakur.
no,
Let
no,
me
that was
throw a
on
little hate
Charlo.
in there. Okay, so let me finish my sentence without throwing a little hate in there.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
See, if you can't listen to me compliment Shakur Stevenson for a couple minutes, that just tells you you're a hater because
Hey,
you
that
feel
one
like
wasn't a compliment though. But nah.
I don't speak short. I'm
Okay.
going
Okay.
long. I'm trying.
All
I'm trying
right.
to lay out the scenario, bro. You talk to simple-minded people, you get simple answers. You talk to
I
complex
feel
people,
you on that.
you can get some answers that are complex. This is and complex doesn't mean difficult to understand. I'm just saying complex in that it's more than one part, right?
Cumulative.
So I have an answer that I'm going to give to you but it's in more than one part.
All right. All right.
But if you throw the hater in the middle of it, you're never going to get it. I'm
Okay.
never going to be able to get
Okay.
it out.
I'll give you that.
Okay, so back to the question of the future of Shakur Stevenson. It's going to be whatever God intends. And I'm happy for the kid because he's one of the best fighters in the world. Easy. Shakur's whenever I'm looking at a fighter or I'm looking at a person, I do put in perspective the person and where they are in their lives and what they're trying to achieve and what their goals are. See, we can look generally at the different goals, the different ways that Shakur can navigate, but we can't and don't know what his personal aspirations are or what his personal situation is. So Shakur Stevenson, I think, is a very bright guy. And the reason I think he's a very bright guy is because, as you know, I've spoken with him. He's a bright guy. He's very quick. Like every time that I was getting ready to talk and ask him something, he knew the question I was asking, and he knew exactly what he was trying to give me something, but not give me too much. I could see in the thought process that he was going through was very fast. So he's not a normal intelligence person. That's what I see in Shakur Stevenson. I think he's an exceptionally bright person, aside from whether he had been a boxer or not, in the conversation I had with him. So I'm not going to guess at what his motivations are. However, he's a human being, and he's a human being in the United States. He's a black human being in the United States. And one of the very positive things that I think have come out of all the beef that he got for me is that people don't call him Puerto Rican anymore. Now that everybody want to shit on him, he's black and 100% that. So I'm cool. I like Shakur Stevenson. I think what he's going to do for his career is make a lot of money because he has a skill set that, why it may not be Sugar Ray Robinson, it's a whole hell lot closer to Sugar Ray Robinson than it is to Joe Cordina. So, hey, he's going to be okay. And as far as the hand, I would have to ask him some questions because like I've said, I've dealt with him personally. I've dealt with him. I've listened to him. I have some grasp of his thought process. That dude knows what he's doing. And he may say, look, dude, I don't want this Joe Cordina fight. He may see some of the things that you say. I anticipate that I may give him credit for also understanding. Why am I on this dude's undercard, Eddie? I didn't sign with you to be on somebody's fucking undercard. Going out to Saudi Arabia, cool, one thing, but you got me playing the B side. You got me playing the C side on this. And you're making me carry the pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia. You're gonna make me the undercard on my first pay-per-view. Watch this shit. I am on my first pay-per-view, and not only am I going to be on the undercard, I'm going to be headlining a pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia, but I'm still on the undercard in America? Get the fuck out. Oops, ow. I had this injury, and guess what? I can get this shit x-rayed. They're going to show all kind of shit in his hand. Matter of fact, I can tell you for sure I can get out of a contract of that shit because I got a big-ass bump right here on my hand where I broke my hand punching something. There's a knot in it. If I wanted to get in a fight with you and I wanted out of it, all I would do is do this. Let my hand swell up. Let my shit swell up a little bit. Seriously, I could do it. All I got to do to this is swell my hand up. I do this a few times. My hand will swell the fuck up, and I'll go to the hospital, get an x-ray, and I'm the fuck out of your contract. With this hand right here, and it's just my hand. Because I broke my hand punching something. So I'm out the contract. Because why? Because I can't perform. I can't go in here with a swollen hand. I got to have surgery on this. I tried to let it heal naturally, but no, I got to go in there for that. So, oops, I'm out. So I'm not going to be on that card. Sorry. Catch me the next rehab season where Bivol and Beterbiev are going to or whenever they're going to fight next. Yeah, let me know about that rematch, man. Maybe we can talk about it again. In the meantime, I'll see you in January when I'll be ready to fight again. What cards you got? Because you owe me a fight. But it's in my contract that I can't be on that card. See, I don't know if he did that or didn't do that. But he's a smart dude. So if I can think of it, I know he can think of it. If he's got a lawyer, they'll tell you that. Right there. There's the one right there. There's the one right there. It's right there. Section 2B(a)(1). In case of injury. Pre-conditioned, pre-industry, or what? What does it matter? I don't have to hurt my hand now. So I can't say. I think if he did that, he may have saved himself a fight that he didn't want. And put him on a headline against William Zepeda. Oh no, we're going right to Zepeda. If you don't get Zepeda, that's one fight you offer. Oh, I was injured, one you couldn't get me, but you still got to give me my minimums this year. So figure it out, Eddie. I don't know if he did that or not. What do you think?
Well, I think that for him to do that it wouldn't make sense just because of talking about how he wants to get another fight in between now and the end of the year, which is why he didn't feel like they had to wait on Tank to see what Tank was doing. So it's like, well, if you were that adamant about fighting again this year, then why do that? And at the same time,
Tank's date got moved back.
Yeah, I seen that. But even before that, we didn't know Tank's date was going to get moved back. So that's the thing. Like the big old rush to try to get a fight in between now and the end of the year. So it's like, if he wanted that, then why go ahead and do this? Then as far as like the undercard situation, it's like, well, like looking at his track record, like I don't know what he could look at to say that he should headline a pay-per-view, because look at the way the promoter's been acting. Not just Eddie, but like Bob Arum talking about losing money, Eddie talking about that's why he didn't do that purse bid for Devin. Like a lot of promoters right now are sounding like, hey, we tired of putting these guys on pay-per-view that shouldn't be on pay-per-view, and not every fight needs to be a pay-per-view. So maybe Shakur is thinking about that, because remember what I said about how, some fighters look at their accolades and feel like that should translate to how much money they're making. But in reality, it's like, well, you got to be able to put people in the seats, you got to be able to get them to buy. And at the same time saying F the fans and I don't want to do this and that or whatever else. Well, when it comes time to relying on fans to be able to make your money, and then look at this, right? So if that's how he ended up feeling about it, then it's like, why sign with Eddie in the first place? Because like, what else was he going to expect? And how can Eddie even guarantee Zepeda when Zepeda's with Golden Boy? That's another thing to consider. So basically the only fight so far that Eddie could have guaranteed him was Joe Cordino or anybody else with Matchroom that's at that weight class, because Tank ain't Eddie Hearn's fighter, neither is Zepeda. Zepeda's Oscar's fighter. So I mean, I don't know what Shakur was thinking and doing all this, but I guess it's kind of like when he signed with Top Rank after coming out the Olympics. He was happy they put him on some billboard and was praising him, so he signed with them instead of Mayweather. Or this situation right now with Eddie. Eddie's in the media giving him a whole bunch of praise and all this and that. True, even the other day with Leonard up there talking about, yes, oh, Shakur does sell. He's a seller. But at the same time, we seen what happened. The last fight he had, half the stadium was full, and some of those people was walking out. So the fact that he let people talk high about him and feel like, oh, they're going to take care of me, and then he gets there and finds out, well, that's not the case. So it just come to a point where it's like, okay, if he feels this type of way, it wouldn't have made sense to sign with Eddie in the first place, and then turn around and do this. Because okay, if the goal was he does well against Cordina, and then they look at making a Zepeda fight, well then is Oscar still going to be in the mood to make the fight now? For those things I mentioned before about like, hey, if they worried about his hand hurting and worried about how his punch output is going to look and worried about how the fight's going to look, well then I doubt Oscar would want to go ahead and put Zepeda in there when Golden Boy outside of Ryan Garcia doesn't really have a lot of guys that's really marketable like that. Again, except Zepeda, like right now he's knocking people out and everything, still undefeated. So I mean, it's a difficult situation when you looking at all those factors. And then so if Shakur really did do that, if that really was his line of thinking that, hey, I could go ahead and injure my hand, get out of this fight. Okay, then what? Because I don't think that does anything to benefit him as far as anything that he might be looking for, like as far as money goes or being the headliner instead of being on the undercard. Like I don't think that helps him. It might help him as far as not doing something he doesn't want to do with his fight Cordina, but outside of that, okay, then what? So that's why I really don't feel like he did that on purpose. I feel it's a legit injury, but if he is faking it, then shoot, that's just another thing where it's like, well, how are we going to take him seriously as a fighter if you want to go fake an injury like that instead of going ahead and doing whatever he need to do,
Phoenix, dude, he's damned if he does, he's damned if he doesn't.
I don't think so.
Yes, you do. I'm telling you, based off what you just said, he's damned if he does, he's damned if he doesn't. If he got injured, it's bad. If he got injured, it's bad. He's never like. But let me ask you a question. Do you think Shakur Stevenson's going to get another fight?
Yeah, I think he'll get another fight.
Okay, so therefore that answers your question. We just don't know who, but we know he will get one. So he doesn't have to worry about whether or not he's going to get another fight, man.
I'm not talking about whether or not he'll get another fight. I'm talking about whether or not he might get a big fight.
Listen to me, man. Can I, bro? I'm really trying to have a conversation, and I'm listening for long periods of time, and I'm literally, actually, truly listening, right? Truly listening. But you're not letting me do the same thing.
My bad, bro.
Okay, and no worries. Thank you, man. Look. Shakur Stevenson is in a position, and I'm talking about in the real world. Like I don't like comparing people because they say comparison is the what is it? Comparison is the thief. Thank you. Compare is the thief of joy. But look, man, this dude is a young man. He's a Olympic silver medalist. He is a 3-division world champion. He just had a bidding war. I wouldn't call it a bidding war, but he had several offers of people that wanted to work with him when he transitioned from Top Rank. So he left the promoter that he had been with his entire career, and now they're out there trying to figure out what their moves are. Every move that he had had positive and negative um aspects to it or potentials to it. And he made the decision that he made and he went with Eddie Hearn. So after he goes with Eddie Hearn, he finds out that he's fighting Joe Cordina. He wasn't told that he was fighting, or I'm sorry, who did he say? What was the Joe Cordina situation? He wasn't choosing to fight Joe Cordina. He was trying to fight there because what was waved in front of him was what's his face? Man, what's his name? Yeah, it's William Zepeda. That's who he was looking to fight, was Zepeda. Because the Gervonta Davis fight wasn't, they didn't believe that they were going to have that fight next. It was reasonable to suspect that fight wasn't going to happen next. So he was like, okay, well, I can fight William Zepeda. William Zepeda is like number one or close to it in every deal. It was when the William Zepeda thing that went away after Shakur's already with Eddie Hearn, that he then had to fight Joe Cordina. So him not fighting Joe Cordina is not a loss to anybody, because nobody wanted to see the fight. Since nobody wanted to see the fight, when I was saying that he's going to headline, he is headlining. He's headlining a pay-per-view, a DAZN pay-per-view. He is. He's not. He is literally headlining a pay-per-view on DAZN while being on the undercard in Saudi Arabia. Because on the DAZN, as soon as Shakur's done, their telecast is over. You're not paying any of the money to see Bivol and Beterbiev. So he got put as a headliner. That's what I was saying. Not does he believe that he should or shouldn't be one. He would have been one. Because again, Beterbiev and Bivol is only on ESPN Plus. And I think, maybe he doesn't think, I think that's unfair to him. Because number one, you turned him into a headliner on a pay-per-view after he agreed to fight the guy. If he would have agreed to fight the guy, he didn't know that. He didn't know it. Because it was like, oh, okay, boom. Or at least we don't think he knew it. I didn't know it. Like, why would you that's unfair to him. I am not buying that. I mean, if I did buy that, it would be, seriously, man, there's very few fighters with that card that I would buy that shit, or that I would want to buy that. Very few. If that was Terrence Crawford on that card on that card, man, I ain't trying to buy that. I would, because I support him just like I would buy for Shakur, but I don't want that. He may not have been like, man, it's just not a good situation. Who wants to flop on pay-per-view? And you're on the undercard, and he doesn't even get treated like he's the headliner in Saudi Arabia. Bivol and Beterbiev get treated like they're the headliners there. But he's got to foot the bill for the whole thing for DAZN. They should have had to come off a lot of money for that move. I don't know whether or not that was a part of it, but yeah, man, he's just making the decisions, man. And these things come up as they come up, and you make decisions in life as they come up. I don't think that if he would have went with PBC, there would have been difficulties. If he would have went with Golden Boy, there would have been damn sure, but it would have been difficulties. Right? But, that's me.
Yeah, I can agree with that. The last thing I'll say is, like, for me, like, this whole situation, I just feel like it doesn't make sense. Like, I mean, I can understand what you're saying, and the way I'm looking at it is just like the Zepeda thing. He thought he was getting Zepeda, but like even before they announced he signed with Eddie, Oscar was already talking about, oh, well, if he wants Zepeda, you got to sign with Golden Boy. So that right there is just like, well, why would he think he's gonna get Zepeda anyway? Because there's no telling what Oscar gonna do. Because Oscar, he be flying off the rails sometimes. And so for me, it's just looking at it like, I don't know, because we've seen how it is with Eddie Hearn and Black American fighters, and not really being able to get them out there or get them fights. Like, shoot, look what happened with Andre, right? So I don't know. Like Shakur's situation is just weird to me. Looking at it from what he's saying and then what ended up happening, and then like just whatever we're able to know, because we don't know all the details behind the scenes. We just know like what they say in interviews and maybe on Twitter sometimes or whatever pops up in articles. But like from what's been popping up, like from what Oscar says, what Eddie says, what Shakur says, like none of them seem to be congruent. They don't seem to line up with each other on anything. So it's just for me, it's just like a wait and see moment. But at the same time, like like I said, it's hard not to wonder about where he's gonna go. Because like, yeah, I still think he's gonna be able to get fights. At the same time, it's like I don't know how big they are, because we know everybody wants to see him in a big fight. So that's the thing. Like it's a situation where like there's a whole bunch of variables, and right now, of course it'll play out in time, but right now, like everything is all like muddled. I guess is the best way to put it. Ain't really a clear way to see or even guess at what might happen. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, man, and I can relate. I agree with that, man. Yeah, it is very difficult. It's very difficult to see, what they're gonna do and what the options are, man. It's just kind of a mess up. But he's in, that's what you have when you have so many different promoters and so many different networks, and it's just what it is, man. But I don't like, I don't think that he is, I just don't think he's a bad guy, man. I think he's trying to do the best he can for himself and for his family. And we kick people a good amount, but and all that's what the point I was kind of searching in my mind when I was saying that from what I wanted to say. That it doesn't help him being black, doesn't help him being southpaw, and it doesn't help him being very, very difficult to hit at all, whether he has a fractured hand or he doesn't have a fractured hand. And fighters like that, slick southpaws, I mean, have traditionally been avoided. And that people that even if you go into defense for, if you go into defense, a fighter goes into defense half of the round, they're boring. But I think a lot of that stuff is based off of the fact that the reputation of of the slick black fighter, especially the slick black southpaw, is that you can't hit them. So
Hmm.
they call that running, or they call it being a coward, because they're rooting for the other guy. The fans of the other guy are saying, "We want to beat you up. We want to fight. Stop running." Well, it is to steal a quote from Greg Hackett. There's ropes around there, man. That's what the ropes are for. As long as I'm in
Yeah.
the ropes, I can move. What are you telling me? If you don't want me moving, shrink the fucking ring. But the ropes, you're acting like people are treating it like Shakur or people like Floyd are literally running 30 yards away from somebody. The fucking ring is not that big. It's a ring.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
arguing about somebody. It's like arguing with somebody. Like you're literally in a car, fighting somebody in a car, but you can't hit somebody in a car. Like literally sitting in the car and you can't put your hands on somebody. That's because of your fucking problem. How much can he possibly be fucking running? What's the dimensions of a boxing ring?
It's like 15 by 15
15,
usually.
15 by 15. What do you mean he's running? It's a fucking ring. It's ropes to keep him from getting out, to keep you from getting in, and to keep him from getting out. How
Yep.
big is
Yep.
it for these people to be running around? They're not running. Your ass just can't touch them. So they don't like that. And they want to see the other guy get hit. So they guilt trip you into saying, oh, this is boring. And I think the point that everybody misses is the dynamic of half of the people wanting to see the one person's team wanting to see a guy win and the other guy wanting to see a guy lose. And every move that helps your guy lose, makes your guy lose, is a bad move. And everyone that helps your guy win is a good move for you, because that's what your goal is.
Yep.
So the same thing so the opposite of it is true to the people that are looking at you Everything that you do well, they think is bad because it's not what they want to see. It's not entertaining. To see my guy who I want to be entertained by seeing, I want my guy to entertain me by my guy beating you up. But you won't let him beat you up. So just like people put the blame on everybody and their problems in their regular fucking life for shit not being the way that they want it to be, they blame somebody other than their guy. They don't want to. They want to blame. They want to blame Shakur instead of blaming Edwin De Los Santos. Edwin De Los Santos cut the fucking ring off. It's a ring. It's a ring.
Yep.
So
yeah, and I feel you on that.
Bias, so that not a bias, but that dynamic that is going to be existent in any competition where people are standing in as a champion for somebody else. And with this, we have to go back to the original definition of a champion. A champion is somebody that represents someone else. I am a champion for this cause. I am representing breast cancer awareness. I am a champion for that cause. I am going to go out and fight for that cause. When you are a champion, you are championing for someone or something. And it's not the WBA. It's not the WBC. It's not the IBF or the WBO when people are watching it. It's who do I like and who does Phoenix the Assassin like. If I like Errol Spence and Phoenix the Assassin likes Terrence Crawford, that is the champion. My champion in that fight with no titles is Errol. He's championing me because I put this money on his ass. If he wins, he's championing my money. And if your guys is your champion, and if he wins, he's taking my money.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So that's what the champion is. So you guys so people keep seeing and looking at fights as if that champion, somebody championing for someone else, is really ever going to get your love and affection. They never will. I don't care how damn good Tom Brady is. I don't give a fuck he's not a bear. Fuck him. When people, my champion, I'm going to tell you who my champion football team is, always, is the Bears. They champion me. Now, we may lose the NFL championship, but we can be the NFC champion. We can be, what are we, you know what I mean? That's what, if you define the word champion, then we take out ring, we take out WBC, we take out everybody else. And we just say, who's my champion? My champion is Shakur. Your champion is Gervonta. And what are they fighting for? They fighting for their paychecks. But for me, what am I watching for? I'm watching for that money he about to win me. I'm about to buy this fight so he gets his money. I'm about to gamble with you so I get your money. And I'm going to laugh at your ass for 3 years and put up memes on you. That's the real champion in boxing. That's why they say the people's champion. When Ali, that's a real thing. But if you put it in a context that you can't sell, you know what I mean? Like a concept that nobody can brand and market. Because before you know it, I'm the people's champ. No, I mean, when I say a person's champion, I don't care how many times Adrian Brawner fights. I'm paying for that shit. Every single solitary time, win or loss, he's going to champion my money. I ain't betting on him no more. I don't gamble, but you know what I mean? That's why they say, where's your money going to be? Oh, my money's going to be with him. That's why boxers, when you say who they riding with, who you betting with, they always talking about the guy they want to win. They're not asking who you think is technically the better fighter. They're saying, no, that's my guy. You know what it is? I'm riding with him. And that's what boxers get offended if you're not on their team deeply. Because you're not their champion. Devin Haney's the champion of the LDBC. Easy.
Yep.
Deontay Wilder's the champion of the LDBC, and he will be till the day dead. Devin Haney will be BFTB's champion until the day Devin Haney died. Till the day one of them dudes is gone. Ali's gonna be my champion till the day I die. I don't care how many times Southpaw says something about him. I don't care. He could be right, he could be wrong, whatever. That's my champion. He's gonna be the greatest forever. So Tommy Hearns, that's my guy forever. Nothing you're gonna say gonna change me. And everything that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna interpret it in a way where this guy is still my best guy. Michael Jordan's my champion. Every time you say something about the Bulls, that bullshit y'all talk about with LeBron, y'all talking all down on my guy Mike, because Mike's Chi-Town's champion. And y'all can't fuck with him, not never. I don't care if you scored 80 points a game, we gonna find a way, unless you like, something stupid like Usain Bolt and Carl Lewis. Like, that's just too much for me personally. I can't argue that, you know what I mean? At a certain point, it's like, nah, he's just better. But my guy is this and that. So that's why I say you're a hater, bro. You just don't like that dude.
All right, man. If that's how you feel about it. Great discussion as always, bro. Appreciate that.
Always, brother. And yeah, this time I
Yeah,
wanted to have a good discussion with you, brother. Usually you just save my life and let me get some water. But I wanted, I really did want to chop it up with you today, man.
yeah, appreciate that, man.
I gave King a video. So I think this one we're gonna do. What is the true definition of a champion?
You can rock with that.
Yeah. So who's your champion? Like let's go through that. So now we know we got our own champions. We don't need rings champion. We don't matter of fact, that's the real truth of it.
So you talking about overall?
No, I'm saying, look, bro, that's the real fact of it.
Oh, okay,
Look,
okay.
Gervonta Davis is everybody in Baltimore's champion.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna ride with him. It doesn't matter if he wins, if he loses, win, lose, draw, whatever. You're my champion. I'm rocking with you. That's who I'm rocking with you, my squad.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you can't fire the Bears. You can't fire the
Nope.
Bears. You can't fire the owner owns the team, but hey, man, that's your team in that city. So Gervonta's the owner. He may retire, he will retire, whatever. But hey, man, that's my guy. I'm a ride with him. Errol Spence for sure. I'm a ride with. Now sometimes both my guys gonna fight, but I think
Hey, it
then,
happens.
yeah, at least with that discussion, I think we can get underneath all the technicalities that make things so confusing, like the
Yeah, for
WBC,
sure.
the WBA, the IBF, Ring Magazine. If we just say like we all, and actually, bro, that's what we're really doing when we're talking about pound for pound. We're really just saying who's your champion. Who are your 10 champions, regardless of weight class? That's the real answer that they're giving you. Because notice nobody ever talks about the scoring criteria for boxing when they talk about pound for pound. The
Yep.
only thing they ever talk about is they talk about things like who have you fought, which means you haven't fought anybody I want to see you fight.
Yeah.
That's why Monster Inoue for Steve Kim wound up being a number 2 before he did anything. He was a number
Yep.
1 for Steve Kim and them dudes before he did a damn thing. So, yeah, that helped a lot, man. Now I know I'm going to slaughter y'all in some debates. I got it. I'm trying to make sense of this stuff.
I feel you on that, bro.
All right, bro.
All
I know
right,
I
man.
kept you. I
I
hear
get
you
up
in the
with you later.
background.
That's
All
all
right, bro.
good. It's all good.
Yes, sir, man.
Yep.
Peace. Yeah, man, we got to have good conversations, man. Thank you, brother. Enrique says Shakur is afraid to take chances in the ring, run around the ring. Shakur won't square up. He fears getting hit. Boring fighter. And yet, how many fights have you seen of his, Enrique? It's with all of those other things that you said. It's that you didn't have to say boring. Shakur likes to beat up civilians in Florida. Yeah, I'm sure. Do you live in Florida? Shakur is no Marquez, Duran, Mayweather, or Purnell. Marquez is no Duran. Marquez is no Mayweather or Purnell. God dog. Why would you put Marquez in there with Duran, Mayweather, and Pernell? I'm pretty shocked that's what you did. Kind of shocked that that's what you did. But okay. We going all the way. What is that? The best don't fight the best in boxing. That's why UFC is taking over. Dude, the UFC doesn't have the best. You got to have, dude, you have to have best to be the best. Ain't nobody in the UFC the best. Yeah, it's King. Of course it's King. No, I'm in my living room, man. I just switched up the background. I got tired of sitting in that office all day long. King of Kings. I think it is, but I don't know. Thank you for your support on Super Chat Thursdays, though. For real. Thank you guys so much, man. For now, oh no, yeah, I got that. Okay, I think I got it already, didn't I? What do I mean by that? It's not a discipline. The best at what? The best is something that is non-existent? It's no style to it. You're the best at what? The best at UFC? What martial art are they the best at? There's no martial art in it. UFC is not a martial art. Mixed martial arts is not a martial art. I don't think. Mixed martial arts is not a martial art, bro. I don't think it is. Mixed martial arts is not a martial art. So how can you be the best of something that doesn't exist? How can you be the best at a skill set that doesn't exist? You literally could have people that wouldn't be the best in anything that they do, but yet they're the best in the world. But they're not the best at any of the skills it takes. How? That to me sounds like it doesn't make sense. No, it's not fighting because they have rules. Kilo Netter, they have rules. It's just not a martial art because there's no specific. You can do whatever you need, whatever you want to do. That's all it is. You can do whatever you want to do. So how is it an art? If it's not a martial art, how can it be the best martial art? I'm just telling you. And plus it's not like, anyway, like I said, man, I don't even think that art is fully developed, and there's not real competition either. Like you can't fight somebody that's not signed for the UFC. How can you be the best if you can't fight somebody that's not signed with the UFC? Does the UFC have any cross promotional? And I'm asking you a serious question. Does the UFC have any cross promotional events? Do they put on events with Bellator so they can fight Bellator fighters? What is that, Reskin out there? Is it Reskin or something out in Japan? Do they cross promote fights with them? I do believe there was years where Cyborg was not with the UFC. So how can you be the best of the best when you can't even fight? You can't fight most of the people that actually do the work you do. Brandon, that's a team sport. It's a team sport. If you want to know who the best players in the league, talk about the Olympics. Yes, the best players are in the NBA because they're all in the Olympics. You cannot tell me one NBA player. I don't think you can unless it's age. Unless it's age or lack of desire. any NBA player that cannot play on the Olympic team from the country that they play for. Let me repeat. There's not, I don't think there is one in it. One. If you can tell me, let me know. I don't think that there is one NBA player from a country outside the United States that is not able to make their Olympic team. We have a bunch of NBA players from the United States that cannot make the U.S. Olympic team. A bunch. We could field the U.S. basketball players in the NBA could field probably 3 Olympic teams. Dude, we could, man, I don't know. You guys are probably a little better on basketball than me. But I have a suspicion they could have named it, they could have gave 3, 4, 5 variations of a U.S. basketball team that would beat France. France got one because they got certain players, bro. They got maybe they'll have one extraordinary player in Wemby, and then you have a bunch of other dudes that are okay. But most of the people on their team are never going to make the NBA. Couldn't, and they tried. They'd be in the NBA if they could have played in the NBA. We don't have to have a doubt about that because the best player on their team went to the NBA. So yeah, I don't know, man. I just think the UFC is a hype. No joke. I just think it's something for disgruntled boxing fans to go watch. And there's a lot of disgruntled American boxing fans. And UFC fans UFC is going to get disgruntled too. Don't worry about it. They're going to have to find a way to switch up too, but they've not been around for hundreds of years. So, that's my take. Man. Yes, sir. The current UFC, I agree. Yeah, there's a lot of people that really like Miss Martial Arts when it started, but they were like, nah, it's just not real anymore. It's garbage. I'm telling you, there's a lot of martial artists that think the UFC is garbage. They're like, dude, it's not even mixed martial arts anymore because they're all doing the same thing. It's become cookie cutter. So he's like, basically what mixed martial arts used to be, it wasn't that the competitors themselves mixed martial arts. It was that you would have somebody from one martial art fight somebody from another martial art. So, technically speaking, Muhammad Ali versus the Japanese fighter that wound up kicking him in his legs, that was mixed martial arts. That was mixed martial arts because you had a boxer literally boxing, fighting a guy, a wrestler that got on the ground and started kicking him in the calves. That's mixed martial arts. Not just get in there and you can do whatever you think you need to do to win. No, this guy tried to kickbox him. Muhammad Ali didn't try to grab Russell, jump on the ground, and choke him. That's mixed martial arts. In order to sell this underwear, this whatever you call that, they sold that, and it's not even that good. Like I watch it, but I'm like, man, this shit ain't that good. Every time I watch it, I see John Jones end it. What a terrible way to end a boxing, to end a fight. You can't tell me anything is more boring than to see a guy, you wait all day long, you pay all this money for these big ass tickets, you sit around an octagon, and then you see John Jones fight for like 30 seconds and choke somebody. You cannot tell me that's exciting to the people in the top of that stand, bro. I don't know what you give them that make oh my God, I won. Dude, that shit would never go outside the UFC. I'm telling you right now, doesn't the UFC just have events? It's like UFC 1, UFC 2, UFC 3, UFC 5,762,000. If they had anywhere else to go watch that shit and anybody else near them really competing with them, and you had John Jones, the way he beat that guy that I watched him fight, I don't want to see that shit. Now, at its peak, all the blood, the knockouts, the knockout is potential. Oh, they don't care about the blood, all that is there too. But man, I don't never want to see a fight ended with somebody choking somebody. That shit right there is not exciting. It's like, I don't see how you guys think that is. I don't find that. I understand how you could think that because you guys are raised on it. That shit ain't. Give me a boxing match any day, bro. Mayweather against McGuire in the UFC rules turned out to be very ugly for Mayweather. Of course it does. Guess what, though, Greg Cox? Conor McGregor in a boxing ring against somebody his own size ends up very, very badly. Ends up very, very badly for him. He better get his hands on him. He better get his hands on him. And I'm talking about in a real fight. You better see the boxing. The reason some of these dudes don't that UFC, nobody goes. Nobody but the women go to the UFC. UFC fighters are kicking and screaming to get to boxing. Kicking and screaming to get to boxing. Kicking and screaming to do it. Anyway, we'll move on. Who y'all got on the fight this weekend, man? Canelo the day after tomorrow. I remember when Cormier told John Jones he spit in his face and John laughed and said, I literally urder you. Hey, man, I know he could too. I don't know if he could, but man, I ain't messing with that dude, man. That dude can hurt you, man. But most of the people that have a martial art learn a particular martial art. But martial arts are also meant to be learned in pieces. Boxing, along with Hapkido, along with, like specific little things, like stuff that deals with getting out of wrist grabs. And you should have, I do believe that you should yourself know all kind of different techniques to help you. I've convinced myself to put $5 on Edgar. No, man. Oh, there you go. Good job, Franz Coffee. You calmed yourself down. I thought you said you were going to put 100 on that. Yeah, I know. UFC is a company. MMA is a sport. But see, here's the thing. Boxing is a sport. And they compare UFC to boxing. They don't compare MMA to boxing. They compare UFC to boxing. They compare one promotional company to all of boxing. That's the least how I hear the conversations going. Jose Lopez said, Fanon, I'm going to drop $100 on Berlanga. I know I'll lose, but if I win, I'll get $900 profit. Okay. Would you like to take out some insurance? Would you like to take out some insurance? How about you hedge that bet? How about you hedge that bet, which may dip into your profits a little bit, but it can also reduce your loss. So I would say, hey man, if you're going to put $100 on Edgar Berlanga, I don't know, man, put some money on the under over. If I bet you can make some money if Edgar Berlanga goes the distance. What's the odds that Edgar Berlanga goes the distance? And what's the over under? Insurance like a blackjack table, yeah. I like John Jones and Khabib. Those guys are very skilled. Yeah. Oh, I was a big fan of Khabib. I like women's. I can't lie, dude. I like women's MMA though. Yeah, I would say do something. Look at something like that, man. Try to put some insurance on that thing. Maybe put 50 on it. Break it up. Put 50 on something on that, and maybe 50 on something else. So if they both drop, you're good. Yeah, yeah. I think that's how you guys do it. Isn't that how y'all do it? Put some insurance on that, dog. Put some insurance on that. Cause you're going for the gusto, dog, but you know, it's like my son wants to do something. I'm like, look, yeah, man, make sure you have a firm skill set to build yourself so you're able to do a bunch of things once you get to this point. I think that's the key to the development of yourself professionally, and why I think people there's a lot less value placed on college now because colleges become commodified, and also skilled labor. Man, skilled laborers, I'm telling you, man, at a certain point in time, man, dude, these dudes gonna be sick. These dudes gonna be sick. I'm telling you. When you talk about if these people want to talk about economics. Whew. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A Utah Slammer said, who are we going for? Who are we going for, guys? Canelo or Berlanga? Utah Slammer, brother. You go whoever you go for. You can go for whoever you go for, man. That's on you. If you can get a city job, you're set. Anyway, yes. Yeah, that's what I mean, I'm not going for anybody in that fight, man. I like Edgar Berlanga. I like Berlanga. He's a very I think Berlanga is kind of in the same situation though that Berlanga would have been in. I think Berlanga's in the same situation that close to what Brian Norman would have been in if Brian Norman would have actually taken that fight with Jaron. There's some similarities to me. Like Edgar Berlanga, man, I mean, he has to take this fight. But there's no way that he's seen what he needs to see for this type of jump that he's making. So he's just making such a jump. Such a jump. What are you talking about union jobs too? I lost my train of thought. Because I'm just flowing, man. I'm just flowing. Only difference is Edgar don't got a belt. Yeah, but I'm just saying in essence, there's more differences. Like Edgar's going to make a lot more money in this fight than Boots is going to make. You know what I mean? Like Edgar's going to make more money. Edgar's going to be able to retire off this fight. Is what the difference is. That's the difference. Edgar's going to be, oh, good jobs. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, the path to get the good jobs. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, you got to make sure that you can do things like if you're good with like development of software applications. Like if you're a developer, but even anyway, developers are about to lose a ton of jobs because that's good. Coding is automated. People are coding the automation of automation. Automation is a killer, man. I'm telling you. Every time you automate a process, you're putting somebody out of a job because everything that you have automated, somebody had to do. That was their purpose, that they served the community. And you keep removing. They keep using technology to remove people's ability to be productive in society. And that is an amazingly, amazingly elitist thing. That people don't see the value in somebody being able to do the work. And if you don't want to do so, what capitalism does, if you don't do the work that they want, the way they want you to do the work, at the price that they want you to do the work, then they're just going to work very, very hard to get rid of that work. And you can't get cheaper than free. I'm telling you, that's why Africa is going to take over. I'm telling you. And it's just going to run another cycle because of greed. Yeah, they're turning a 40-person job into a 4-person job. So instead of feeding every time they come up with this technological advancement, what they're doing is they're saying, "Hey, man, that's four less human beings that we need." That's why you hear Kamala Harris and those guys talking about population control, because they don't need you. We don't need you. The issue isn't, hey, man, how can we stop everybody from getting so wealthy? Right? Like, hold on, man. Maybe we don't need to be everybody. Maybe we don't really need really wealthy people. Maybe really wealthy people is just as bad as really poor people. Because if you didn't have very, very wealthy people, you wouldn't have poor people. And that's the issue where they always switch it into some conversation about socialism and capitalism. I think I might go straight to Fanon. Does ESPN fire Shannon Sharpe for the sex sounds? No way. Shannon Sharpe is borderline untouchable, bro. Well, look, it's the design of what, though? It's all part of the design of what? Brandon 404, support for the channel. Thank you, Brandon 404. I appreciate you, man. I seen a tweet saying they fired him. Wow. Oh, no. Yeah, it has been. But since I was a child, they talked about the need for population control. Kamala Harris was raised on the idea of population control. You guys think like, what, man, look, man. You think if you listen to what I was talking about on MH Blackwell when I was being very serious about, bro, you are the Illuminati. Illuminati's so hidden you don't even know you're one of them. It's crazy, man. Like what you refer to as the quote unquote Illuminati. I don't say that that's what it is. But look, man, you are a degree away from people that you will have no idea you're a degree away from. I'm not as long as Stephen A has his bag, man. Stephen A will get put on his back, bro. Stephen A, man, please, they'll put Stephen A on his back. Literally, like flat on his back. What's up, Clutch City? Man, I ain't seen you in a minute, Clutch Media's TV. I ain't seen you in a minute, man. Hope you're doing well. Was she? What do you mean? King of Kings, you got to ask me a full question because I'll forget what I said because I'm reading so many comments. Kamala Harris? Yes, Kamala Harris was raised with that. Raised with that. Fanon knows who be running ESPN. Disney, I think, runs ESPN. Yeah, Kamala Harris was raised on population control, yes. Because that's when they started talking about it when we were kids. Kamala Harris is what's Kamala Harris, like 4 years older than me? I think Kamala's 4 years older than me. Yeah, I'm going to probably do an afternoon show, man. I'm going to probably do an afternoon show because I'm really enjoying this, man. I'm really enjoying the conversations. My wife is leaving town today. No. Well, we can talk about it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to do an impromptu. Phenomenal Show said last night was an amazing stream. Thank you. Yeah, it was, man. It was very powerful. It was very powerful. It was very, very powerful. I thought it was. It was because, you know, T Orlando, man. Oh man. Tim. Rick Timms. I call him Tim. Rick Timms. Don't let Rollo hear me say what? Dude, I think I blocked Boxing Hacker last night. I meant to I thought I was gonna have an opportunity to unblock him. But I don't have a very long block list, so I can go to the block list and get you off block over there. Very intelligent conversations from very intelligent men. I would have called in if my kids weren't so loud. No worries, man. Your wife going out of town? Yeah, my wife is going out of town, man. Yeah, she is. She's gonna go see her mother. So, you know, I have an empty nest, man. I'm already lonely because my kids are gone. Like my son, my daughter lives across town and my son is up in New York. So it's like a whole lot of what I used to do every day for 20 22 years, 23 years is cross that line, man. So yeah, man, that's one of the a little later than my friends did, but it's a strange feeling, man. It's a strange feeling to have your time to yourself. I said it before, I'll say it again. Fanon, you got the best channel on YouTube. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We're going to try to make it better, man. We're going to try to make it better. But we do have an avenue now for these type of conversations, especially during times where boxing is really not popping like this. And I'm telling you, man, Turkey Al-Sheikh added a lot of confusion, man. I know that dude's mad. I know that dude is mad. That car, they're so mad King didn't even show up. You still have your dog to walk? No, my wife walks the dog. Because my knee swells up. My wife walks the dog. That's her exercise. He broke his TV. You say you was cooking in that chat last. Hey, Fanon, keep going and Turkey G-Man will show up. I'm going at him again. Don't worry about it. He quit Twitter. He can't tweet. He didn't quit YouTube. Nobody would have known he unsubscribed. Who? Oh, you said what? What did you say? Hold on, man. Phenomenal. What did you say? You were cooking in the chat. Okay. Oh man, Turkey Al-Sheikh's whole shit in the United States fell apart. Fell apart, man. He's under a lot of pressure, bro. It ain't that easy in the United States. We're jerks. Americans are jerks. And we don't do what you tell us very easily. So it seems as if he's a little bit upset. And I can understand it. And I can understand it. Yeah, exactly. Welcome to America, man. Yeah, that's what they said because they had money. And his money got everybody prepared for him. So as soon as he showed up, starting all that, they're like, all right, let's get this ready. What we going to do about this one, Bob? Oh, okay, that's what you call the good old boys network. He ran into the good old boys network. You know what that is. He ran into the good old boys network. The good old boys got him. Dog, you get in the way of them good old boys' money. Don't you know these Negroes work for the good old boys? And I ain't talking about the ghetto boys. I didn't say the ghetto boys. I ain't talking about Willie D, Scarface, and Lil Dude. I ain't talking about no Houston musicians, dog. The good old boys. Just a good old boy. Never meaning no harm. that the law will allow. Hey, dog, let me tell you something, dog. He found out what the United States of America is real quick. He found out what the United States of America was real quick. They said, hold on, man. You trying to put some money in on this Vegas stuff? You trying to take my date? Nah, dog, homie, no. We're going to throw you to the sphere where it's going to cost you a gazillion fucking dollars to make the fight. And I did it because I like you. Did you listen to how, let's play it again. I got time. I'm working, man. I'm trying my best, man. Listen to this, man.
For Al went in and stole the date from me, fair and square. I blame MGM for that, not them. MGM is guaranteeing their gate at 25 million. You know what I mean? They're guaranteeing them the gate.
MGM is guaranteeing their gate at 25 million. You know what I mean? They're guaranteeing them the gate.
Good for Al. Al went in and
Can I ask y'all a question? How many people did you hear talk about that yesterday? How many media people did you hear talk about that? Probably me. You probably heard me talk about that. Jevin Bay, Paul Magno, maybe. Paul Magno, maybe. He took my date. He stole my date fair and square. You jerk. You think he liked it? He called Al Heyman everything under the sun. Called him everything under the sun for that. Exactly. Because the media, besides me, thank you. Because the boxing, what do you call it? What do they call it? Public relations, press releases, whatever the term that real journalists, because you got to understand I'm not a journalist. The real journalists, whatever the phrase that they really use, Al Heyman, little brodom, put him out of there. So let me tell you the story of what happened. Oh, I'll get it. I'll do it.
Obviously, an incredible undertaking. We've seen you hint bits and pieces of it throughout the promotion leading up to it. And it's taking place on Mexican Independence Day weekend, a date that is historically dominated by boxing. You're going up against Canelo Alvarez's fight against Edgar Berlanga across the street. Canelo said he likes the competition, though. Turki Al-Sheikh said UFC's going to eat up Canelo's event. How confident are you that you can beat Canelo in boxing moving forward and turn the tent?
Turki Al-Sheikh said that they were going to eat the PBC event. I forgot about that. Turki Al-Sheikh said he was going to eat the PBC event.
Whole fight date into UFC's night.
well, it's not even that I was looking to compete or hurt Canelo in any way, shape, or form. I respect Canelo as a fighter and as a person. I've met him. Super nice guy. I got no beef with him. I got no beef with Al Heyman. Good for Al. Al went in and stole the date from me, fair and square. I blame MGM for that, not them. So, but if this didn't happen and didn't go down the way that it did, I wouldn't have the opportunity to do the Sphere. You know what I mean? I'm under contract with MGM, but they fucked me so bad that, you know, Bill Hornbuckle, the guy who runs MGM, he gave me the Sphere to sort of reach out the olive branch, I guess, to make this. So this thing was meant to happen. It was meant to happen.
Yeah. They kicked him out of the MGM Grand. Turkey said, "We're going to eat your event." After having been kicked out of the MGM Grand. And then having the entire gate guaranteed. That's what's happening. Listen to the rest.
And, you know, I'm not talking smack about anybody. This is going to be the biggest gate in UFC history. It's going to come in at 22 or 23 million dollars. MGM is guaranteeing their gate at 25 million. You know what I mean? They're guaranteeing them the gate. It's legit my gate. And I'm sure Canelo's going to.
That's where he lied. I suspect he lied right there. Let's back this up. I suspect he lied right there when he says my gate is legit. Listen.
And I'm sure Canelo's going to do fine, and he's going to make money, and we're going to do our thing, and we'll do it on the same night. And you know, the Mexican people, not all Mexican people are fans. Is guaranteeing their gate at 25 million. You know what I mean? They're guaranteeing them the gate. It's legit my gate.
Look at that. It's legit my gate. He gave that real strong statement. And then off, eyes scanning down. I don't buy that.
And I'm sure Canelo's going to do fine, and he's going to make money, and we're going to do our thing, and we'll do it on the same night. And you know, the Mexican people, not all Mexican people are fans of UFC yet. You know, they still have a lot of boxing fans. So I'm sure, you know, to have that same night, it's good for everybody.
It's good for everybody. Look at them lips. Look at the body language on with them lips. I don't buy that, dog. I think you're lying. I don't think that you're too happy with competing against Canelo and having all the Mexican fans on September 14th going to see Canelo. Obviously they were competing for the Mexican fans. Oh, it would be so nice. I wish people would compete for black fans. Oh my God, man. How nice would it be? Can you imagine if people were really fighting to be black fans? Let me tell you what I ain't got, one of the things we talked about yesterday, Rick Timms. Remember yesterday when you said that she wants to be black when it's convenient? Can you please tell me when the hell it's ever been convenient to be black? That's a new thing for me. I have never found it convenient to be black. Like, it's me. Convenient? I don't know. I don't know if somebody in 1964 would have plotted out being black, because she's like, you know, it's 1964. When did Kennedy get killed? Didn't Kennedy get killed? What? Kennedy just died. I think it was Lyndon Baines Johnson came into office. LBJ came into office. Yeah, We're going through the civil rights movement. People still getting lynched out south. You know, maybe I'll just fake it for a while. Let's just fake being black. That makes a lot of sense. You guys are wild with that. Anyway, man, sure. But anyway,
You mentioned the record.
anyway, yeah, I just wanted to say, man, I have a hard time believing she made that up. Also, you guys should never ever mention, just so you know, you should never ever mention, ever mention Venezuelan immigrants again. You see how dirty Donald Trump did y'all? Y'all can't mention Venezuelan immigrants anymore. I am waiting for one of y'all to talk to me about some Venezuelan immigrants now. Bro, she ain't black. Venezuelan immigrants are eating monkeys in the middle of Hyde Park in Chicago. I'm telling you right now, Big Dog Willie has not answered the question. Who do I think is a bigger liar between Bill Haney and Donald Trump? Donald Trump, because he must have the best liars in the world working for him. That man, they said that they were eating dogs. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the dogs. They are frying them up on McDonald's hamburger grills and serving it to you with boy. Y'all better never, ever come talk to me about nobody's Venezuelan gang members no more. Yes, and they're eating the dogs. And they're eating the dogs. They're dangerous, everybody. They're taking over the whole city. He said they were taking over the whole city. The whole city of Aurora, Colorado. We know that's not true now. You got 5 or 6 Venezuelan gang members smoking blunts outside the 7-Eleven across the street, and they are taking over all of Colorado. He said a one town in Colorado, but let him lie. He would have said the whole thing. So come on, man. Oh, by the way, no, I'm not a journalist. You can call me whatever you want, man. I was born in 1969. What I'm doing in 1969 is called talking shit. But that's all y'all are doing. Journalists are giving you information that you need to know to inform you for the purpose of greater good. I am, on the other hand, willing to engage you in a conversation about whether or not a woman that is obviously black, whether or not she's black. I'm literally talking to people that literally define being black. You're not black if you're not from the United States of America. Not like us. Phenomenal. You know you might do. We're going to argue forever on this. Martin, your background got you looking presidential. Look, man, I hope so you guys can. First of all, my office is junky. I really didn't care before because I just don't care about stuff like that. But I was like, man, this shit junky. So I tried to get it from looking less junky. Then I was like, you know what? This is also uncomfortable. So let me get myself more comfortable and not take up a whole office when I can literally take up a little bit of space with this and do the rest of the work in the office. So, you know, hold on, man. Dude, first of all, I have yet to still look, you guys take a lot of racist stuff and you guys ingest a lot of racist stuff. I'm telling you, when people say the United States is not a racist nation, it's not racist. Meanwhile, people that have been here forever been like, yeah, it is. That's why I had that conversation with King about it. Where I put the video up on MH Blackwell, where I was like, look, man, you only figure it out when it's on you. Racism is like the flu. You don't know it's in the air till you breathe it in. And wait a couple days. Oh, the flu ain't real? Keep walking around without your mask on. Keep walking around without your mask on. You don't think McDonald's hamburgers will kill you? If that's all you eat, okay, keep waiting around. Just remember when you get that first, something goes wrong, just remember I told you that then. And that's what you got with King. That's what I got on the wall. It's an oil painting. It's an oil painting without a signature on it of a background. That's it. It's just this. Hold on. So yeah. Now it's some artwork. It is some artwork. I should show you it. I like this picture a lot. My mother gave it to me. I love this picture. Hold on. Dang, I can't really. Trying to get it. Oh, there, that's enough. I got it. All right. All right. I'll show you. Harry Tubman, don't F with Kamala. Yes, you do. She love her. They love her. Anyway, man, look, let me get out of here, man. I can't wait till boxing starts kicking off again. Nice pick for now. Yeah, I'll show it to you. I just saw a video this morning of a lady opening a bag of McDonald's that sat for 20 years, barely fries barely brown, meat didn't decay, bread all intact, looked damn near like she just bought it. Yeah, I did that with bunny bread in New Orleans. I put some bunny bread. If anybody from New Orleans should know what bunny bread is, maybe Louisiana's through bunny bread. I took some bunny bread and put it in a drawer in college and forgot that I put it in a drawer because I didn't want my roommate to eat all of the bread. So I put some bunny bread in my dorm room drawer and I forgot about it for like 2 months. And then one day I went into that drawer because I'd never used the drawer, and that bunny bread was as fresh as it had been when I put it in there 2 months ago. You better believe I never ate any bunny bread again. Did we address Tank calling Schofield suspect? No, we didn't. I don't think that was fair of Gervonta to say that about him, Windy City. I didn't think that was fair. No, she wouldn't have. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you something, dog. This is going to be a hot take, Rick Timms. Kamala was more likely to be her. Or no, she was more likely to be like Kamala right now. You know, Harry was famous. Harry was the shit. Nah, seriously, I'm joking. I ain't gonna say. Look, man, she don't need to free slaves. I'm gonna tell you what she was. Hey, can I tell you what she was if she would be around during the time of Harriet Tubman? If she what would she have been if she was born where Harriet Tubman was born? Rick Timms. What would she have been if she was born where Harriet Tubman was born? No, I'm serious. I want to ask you a question. Kamala Harris herself, everything remaining the same, what would she have been if she was born where Harriet Tubman was born? She'd been a slave, and you don't know if she'd be in the house or not. She's not half white, homie. She's half Indian and black. She'd be a slave, and she'd probably be in the field. But she's a woman. How many women were? Yeah, she'd probably be in the field, or she'd be getting raped. One or the other. So you pick one. Yeah, she'd be in the house, but you think the house is cool? You get raped in the house. You think that's fun or something? That is one quote from Malcolm X that I never really got with. The house slave, and there was field slaves. Dude, I may break it to you, dude. The house slaves were getting raped. The house slaves were women. A lot of them were women that had to work for women that literally would sell their babies. The woman walking around could get bread. The woman who she has to cook for, take orders from, will literally take her baby and sell it while she lives in the house. She doesn't pass, Windy City Assassin. She doesn't pass. She doesn't pass. Kamala Harris can't pass. No, she would not be trying to pass. She can't pass. She can't pass. You think they're going to allow her to put makeup on? White makeup, light skin makeup on? What do you think they're going to do? You think that they're going to let her blow dry her hair? Where's she going to have for her to pass? Where's she going to have the blow drying and the straightening stuff enabled for her to pass? In the 1860s. Where's she going to buy where's she going to buy the weave to pass? Anyway, no, Kamala is not white in them times. No, she's not. She had been a slave. Yeah, bro, but she didn't do it, man. She's not white, though. She doesn't have nothing in her is white. Rick Tim, she has no white in her. I don't get why you blame Kamala Harris for white people. She's not white. Her father is not white. Her mother is not white. So she's not white at all. She has probably less European than me. She has none from her mother and probably the same amount that for her, probably, yeah. She is none from her mother, no Caucasian, no white from her mother at all. I've got European from my father. She has none from her mother. She has some from her father. I got a grip from my mother. Why do you treat her as if she is white? Even if she's not, even if you say she's not black. I just don't get it, bro. I just have to tell you, I don't get that. Yeah, but those guys are not defining black people as Africa. They're defining black people as being black people who were born in America and only in America. I don't get that. That's just myopic, in my opinion. But I got a lot of respect and love for y'all, but I did want to do that before I get off. For Nope, they're not saying it's because of her skin color. I'm just saying but look, phenomenal. If you look at What do you mean she's at most only 25% black? Who's at most only 25% black? She's Indian. Indians got a bunch of black. She's Indian. Oh my God. Anyway, I'm out of here. Yeah, look. Please don't take this outside. I don't even think her name is Kamala. Her name is not Kamala Imhoff. She didn't take his name. Her name is Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. Her hair is not Imhoff. That's her husband. That's her husband. He ain't her wife. She runs that shit in that whole area. But anyway, man, do what you want to do, bro. I'm saying she ain't take that name. But whatever, man. Look, y'all don't like Kamala. I get it. I get it, Curly J. Yeah, I know you don't like Kamala. I get it and all of that. However, I do have to say this. That subject of whether she's black or not, dude, she's born in the United States for sure. Okay. Her mother is Indian. Her father is Jamaican. You know, come on, man. But she's born here and the dude didn't even raise her. She said she ain't one of us. Nope, she's Divine Nine. What do you mean? She's your sister, brother. She's your sister in the Divine Nine. Hey, phenomenal show. Let me ask you a question now. What'd you think about when she said she went to a sorority? Look, we're gonna chop it up this afternoon. I'm gonna probably be on MH Blackwell, man. We can chop it up. Let me get some work done. Thank you guys. No, she's black. All black people are people of color. She's a black chick, bro. Like that's, dude. Look, man, dude. We know people that know her. I don't know people that know her, but you know, dude, she grew up in Oakland, man. There are black people in Oakland that know her from Oakland and have known her from the time she was in Oakland and knew her when she was at Howard while they still lived in Oakland. And it's black family from Oakland that know her. I'm not reading her book, bro. I'm not wasting my time reading a book. Why would I do that? First of all, I'm not going to read what somebody says about them. I'll find out about their family, Holmes. You can lie in a book, bro. You can lie in a book. You can say a bunch of stuff in a book, one way or the other. But if I can go, let me put it this way. I know a whole bunch of shit about Terrence Crawford. If Terrence Crawford does anything in Omaha, Nebraska, worth 2 cents of knowing about it, bro, it's going to take me about 15 minutes to find out. No, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I got family in Omaha, Nebraska. If I wanted to, I could go to Omaha, Nebraska and find everything out about him. Because, dude, family that are lawyers, families that are doctors, families that went to school with him, people that own property in the same neighborhood that all his friends are in, they own property there. They went to school there. They went to University of Nebraska. They're Cornhuskers. At least 5, 6 of them went to University of Omaha. University of Nebraska. Played tennis there, and they're not even black. We used to go play tennis there all the time for USTA tournaments, man. I know families all up in that particular area, that portion of the USTA. Stayed at houses whenever I went there. Didn't have to stay at a hotel there either. So no, dude, if I wanted to know something about Barack Obama, you ask me. I knew Barack Obama, and we knew Barack Obama well before he was the president. And you can't tell me that Barack Obama's not black. He's sitting there, ain't got 2 nickels in his pocket, playing basketball with a bunch of black dudes. Left-handed, can shoot, arrogant, not arrogant like in a bad way, but, talk shit, can really play, likes to play basketball with a bunch of, was playing basketball with a bunch of, Princeton grads and people that own financial investment firms well before he ever became a U.S. senator. So for you guys, when you find out about him years later, You all of a sudden y'all start concocting shit like Michelle Obama's not a woman. Are you fucking kidding me? Everybody knew, bro. Everybody knows Michelle Obama. Been knowing Michelle Obama well before those guys well before they ran president. She went to high school there. You don't think these dudes living in Hyde Park, where she was born and raised and her family was born and raised and her mother and father went to church for 30, 40 years, are going to know if her mother gave birth to a boy? You don't think so? You'll find out exactly how many people got babies. Dude, I know babies of famous people that everybody knows that is the child of that person. Everybody knows it. Nobody says anything about it. But you're going to tell people that grew up in Oakland, went to school with her in Oakland, went to school with her sister in Oakland for years. You're going to tell them that the girl that they grew up with, that they pledged AKA together, that she made up being black. Because Donald Trump puts that shit in your ear? If you want to know whether it's the truth, call somebody from the neighborhood that they're saying it in. You see people do that all the time. If you want to know somebody's a noob or not, bro, I can ask you 3 questions. Find that out. 3 questions. I know if you're a noob or not fast. If you talk to a black person, you should know if somebody was born and raised in a black community fast. And not because of what they wrote in a book. You look at where they were positioned throughout their life. She was positioned in black neighborhood, which is Oakland, black city in Oakland, moved to Champaign, Urbana. Why? Because her parents are a professor. So she moved from a black neighborhood into a small town that has black people because her mother obviously must have taught for the University of Illinois. Fanon, have you ever mistakenly called your wife a man's name more than once? Barack publicly called Michelle Michael several times. No, but he may have I'm going to tell you what I do though. When I think of one person, dude, let me tell you something, Rick. I know she's a woman. I literally was in her house with her, lifting. A girlfriend of mine worked for her at the Girl Scouts of America, worked for her every day for years. I went and got a desk because Michelle and Barack were moving. I went into her house. I saw her walk down the stairs. This is not something I would normally talk about. She was not fully dressed, not fully for to walk around. She had like a gown on. It was late at night. It was like 9 o'clock. She was like, "Thank you for helping me get this out." I was the person that moved it because she worked for her. It's downtown Chicago. That's a woman, bro. Trust you me. I look like this. I turn my eyes from here to here. That's a woman, bro. There ain't no way that ain't no woman. And the idea that Chicagoans don't know she's a woman, when her family is well known in the city from the time she was born, she went to one of the biggest schools there. Everybody knows her, man. They've been knowing her since the 60s. That is not a man. But Donald Trump can say it and black people turn on her like that. I don't care. I can dislike every politician. I can dislike, dude, Barack Obama is a politician, bro. I don't want to vote for Barack Obama. I understand what you're saying about not liking their policies, not liking them. But if they were 5 shades darker, bro, there ain't no way we'd be having this conversation. We don't have to say that about Tim Scott. Tim Scott is absolutely positively worse than Barack Obama or Kamala Harris, but we don't talk about whether or not he's black or not. That's just, to me, it's honestly, man, as a light-skinned person who has a lot of mixed people that's not the same question whether Boxing World you're going. I don't even believe you. Who the fuck said she's not FBA? I never asked if she was FBA. Foundational Black American, you illiterate ass. Now, here's the problem for me, and I'm going to get off on this. When I hear foundational Black American, I'm reading it like I'm literate. A foundational Black, as opposed to a different type of Black. A Black person that came in to the country, who migrated to the country. Foundational Black American, and quite honestly, foundational is almost not necessary. It's a Black American. But then you could say, hold on, what about the people that become U.S. citizens? Well, they're U.S. citizens. They're not Black Americans, though, because United States of America is the country. The culture is American. You're born as an American. We're the United States of America. America is the continent, is actually the Americas. Canada is on North America, but we refer to ourselves as Americans. And my dog got something to say to you, bro. But look, seriously, man, I'm telling you, man. Everywhere I've gone, that colorism is a two-way street. Colorism is a two-way street. You've got some Black people who know full well they're Black, got straight hair, got green eyes, got skin where white people may not know first look. And some of them, very, very truthfully, will look down on people, on lesser Black people. That was a real thing. But let's not look and say that in the situation that we're in, that it doesn't sometimes go the other direction. And with Barack Obama, it goes the other direction. When it is Kamala Harris, it goes the other direction. Those are Black people by anybody's definition. It's so bad that I have to ask you if, by the definition that you have of Kamala Harris not being Black, because she wasn't born in America, if that's what foundational Black America means and what Black Americans mean to you, that means that Lupita Nyong'o is not Black. That means I do believe that means Sidney Poitier is not Black. I do believe that means Louis Farrakhan is not Black. I do believe that means, I could be wrong because this is a long time ago, it also believes that Marcus Garvey is not Black. One of the greatest Black and successful Black revolutionaries in the history of the United States, Marcus Garvey, who had the biggest Black political organization of the 20th century, according to you geniuses, is not Black. Because he's not foundational. I'm sorry, dude, I can't go there. I'm not dismissing. He's Black, though. My question is she Black? I'm not asking, is she a Black American? She's clearly American. She was born here. She's clearly American. She was born here. That makes you an American. She's a U.S. citizen by being born here, if that's how you use it. But if she's Black, and you can only be Black if you're from America, then guess who else wasn't Black? Jesus wasn't Black. By your definition, Jesus wasn't Black. If you say Jesus was Black, Jesus wasn't Black. Mansa Musa wasn't Black. Don't tell me the richest Black man in history is not a Black man, is Black, if you have to be born in America to be Black. Because he was born before America. You want to separate us based off what took place in 1776? And we don't get to count. Well, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't talk about what Black people have done in the Bible, what Black people have done here, Black people have done there, Black people have done there. If somebody's not American, if people's not Black, if they're not born in America, your argument is flawed as hell. I'm sorry, man, I can't go there, but I don't have to vote for it. Just because of that, I'm just saying, you let Donald Trump manipulate you. And you may not know that you're being manipulated because he does point out all the weaknesses of the Democrats. I agree with that 100%. They point out They're terrible, actually. The Democrats are just fucking terrible. Because the Republicans are what the Republicans have always been. They're always been that. Always been that. I don't care what you give me Project 2025. If they wrote in there, we want to put black people in Mississippi back in chains. If they put that shit in there, I'll say, yeah, so what? That's the Republican Party. That's what they do. I expect that out of them. You all, on the other hand, supposed to, y'all said you were something different, and you're not. You the same, but sweeter. And for black men, oh, I'm definitely not feeling you. Because you know, we'll get into the politics later on MH Blackwell. I'm sorry, man. I had a lot of fun, bro. I know I talked people up off the channel. Let's holler at it tomorrow on the chat, though, man. I've been off boxing for a minute, I guess. Sorry about that. And with that, I'm out. Anybody got any questions before I leave? I hope you had a good time, man. We'll do this later on today. I lost my phone. Where's my phone? She's 80. She's 80 OS too. Then she's 80 OS. She's 80 OS. An American descendant of slaves. She is one. Yeah, you stuck between people that promise and never deliver and somebody that promises that doesn't promise and always delivers. Yeah, you got a choice, Rick. You got a choice between Democrats that always say something, always make promises and never deliver, and Republicans that will tell you that they ain't doing shit for you and always keep their promise. So which one is better, man? That's why my whole issue with the thing is whether I'm going to vote or not. And I'm going to tell you, I think you guys got me to vote, got me to go to the polls, but I may not vote for president. So at least you guys in this conversation have gotten me to the point where I want to vote. I do. You got me re-involved in the electoral process. But in the meantime, I got to tell y'all, while we talk about it, let's talk about what it really is, not what we want it to be. Adam and Eve never existed. Adam and Eve still exist. We can have that existential conversations too. But anyway, I'm going to get out. Hey, it's Fanon. Jamaican daddy ancestors were slaves in Jamaica, not 80 US, the US, not, no, dude, but we're the same. No. Hunter Young, here's the problem with that. And I got to go for real, but here's the problem. I don't have to go. Damn. Hold on a second. My camera popped off. I'm so surprised y'all didn't pick up that this is Adrian Bronner right here. I've had nobody make a comment about me having my avatar be Adrian Bronner. Yeah, so you're never going to vote, bro. No black agenda, no black vote, which means you're never going to vote. You cannot give me a politician above the level of U.S. congressman or city councilman that is going to have a purely black agenda. And also, I want to know why you have to have one. I'm still confused. I got to tell you the truth. Rick, I'm a little confused as to why you have to have a black agenda. The necessity of it. Let me ask you a question, and I'm going to end on this. Serious question. I want you to ponder this. Oh, well, no, Rick, I got a question for you, brother. If the United States government said, I want to give Every American citizen. Okay, let me try this. Rick Timms, if the government said and asked the question to you and said, Rick, I will give every black person based off of the characteristics that you name $5 million cash, tax-free, wired directly into their personal account. $5 million. Would you take the reparations deal? Hey, bro, please don't put Rashawn Pittman, bro. Don't put links to your own video in here, man, without asking, please. Can somebody give me the question? So $5 million for every black person, every black household, $5 million cash in the bank, tax-free, which is like $10 million. You wouldn't take that? If you wouldn't take that, you can absolutely positively forget ever talking about reparations, Curly. You don't want reparations if you don't take that. You don't want it. Dog, we need $5 million air and seaport. Dude, if they give you $5 million cash and they say take it or leave it, $5 million cash. No, ain't no counteroffers, bro. $5 million cash for every black person in America straight to your account. Do you realize that means every kid in your house? Come on, man. I'm making it ridiculous. Nobody's going to ask for that. Nobody's going to get that. So if you're not being serious if you say you won't take that. See my point? If I give you a deal so sweet that you never expect to ever get it, but you still in your mind don't think it's enough, nigga, no disrespect, you're not looking for a solution. You're looking to punish them by listening to it, by them having to deal with the problem forever. If you really want a solution, you got to take a solution that is a reasonable solution that will solve the problem. Because if it's not a problem that can be solved, what are you asking for money for? So I tell you, if the man says, I'll give you $5 million cash and you say no, dude, sorry, you just want to argue. You just want to argue. There's no need to take you seriously. I want to have serious discussions. You my dude, but seriously, will you take $5 million? Yes is the answer. You will take that. Dude, if you say no, then you don't want it, bro. You don't want it. So, okay, Curly, we're just going to say right now that you don't want it. I know you don't want it. That is doing nothing like, that's like somebody, that is a million times worse than Brian Norman Jr. saying, hey, man, I don't want $1.7 million to fight Jerron. You talking about twice that for everybody? No, you're saying, no. Here's the offer, Curly J. And I'm telling you, it's a take it or leave it offer. $5 million for every black person directly deposited into their account today, tax-free. The deal has already passed the Senate. The deal has already passed the Congress. It's already been reviewed. And the president is ready to sign it. If you don't take that, you just want the problem to go on, or you're not really able to have a serious conversation about it. Because I'm just saying that to move on to the next question. I thought, so yes, you would take it. Thank you, Phenomenal Show. Now, the next question is, Phenomenal Show, the next scenario. What if they said we got to give it to every other American? In order to give you your $5 million, We got to give everybody else $5 million because that's the only way that we can get this done for you. We got to give $5 million to everybody that is a certifiably, GAY. We got to give it to people that are certifiably handicapped. We got to write some of those. But look, we trying to clean everything off, bro. So we're doing like Turkey a la Sheik. We paying everybody way more money than they thought that they would ever get. Now, what do you say? If all those other people still get that money? Tony Brown, we're not talking about. Can we get to the answer? So Fahim says he'll take it. Now, this is what I was getting around to. See, there you go, Rick. That's what I thought, Rick. Rick, you're not looking for a solution. You just want to hold it over their head, Rick. Dude, they're not giving you ports. They can't give you ports. They cannot give you ports. Ports are property of the United States of America. It's American land. It's property of the people. They can't give you the port. No human being actually owns the port. That's state government property. The ports. You may own some seaside property. That port? No, because that's a military issue. They control the ports. They're not giving you a port. But anyway, they're not giving you the $5 million either. That's why I'm telling you, man, it's one thing, like you're asking people what are they going to do to solve problems, and you give them and say solve a problem that I don't want solved. Oh, Fanon, I meant Newport. I said Newport cigarettes going up. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. But look, man, I'll talk all day politics, man, but y'all look for real. Can we not do the black people are not black because she's black? Can we not do things like there are no black people outside of the United States because every black person in the United States, whether they were born here, their parents were born here, they were here for 50 zillion years, are still black people in the system. So we're all black. But the question is, are you from the United States? So I think we stand on our 2 feet as our lineage being in the United States, because it is. We've been here 500-600 years. The least. How many 100 years you got to be here? They call the Palestinians, they say that's the Palestinians' homeland. They weren't always there. They migrated. Don't they say that we are Western African? We're Western African. The Western Africans all migrated to Western Africa before they got there. So everybody's an immigrant. Everybody migrated from somewhere. But so at a certain point in time, you got to say, okay, you're here. What is it? Your grandparents, your great-grandparents? What? See, all of this stuff is confusing, which is the basis of it. That's how they keep people separate. That's how they keep people confused. Am I black? I don't know if I'm black. Am I black? Oh, I don't know if she's black. I mean, I know she's African, but she's really not black. Yeah, I know she's from America, but she's really not American. See all that confusion? You are going to sit here and talk for 50 million years about all this confusing shit, and ain't nothing actually going to get done. Which is exactly how they want it to be. So if her policies suck, let's not play that's identity politics, bro. When you're ripping her because you don't know her, where she got plenty of black people vouching for her, man, being black. Massive construction contracts and all that. Hey, man, If everybody in the United States, black person in America gets $5 million and you can't fund a company to get your shit together with $5 million, you don't even have to work again, bro. That's the reason they wouldn't do it. Because you give everybody $5 million, the prices go through the roof. They don't have to work. It makes you unproductive. Or it makes you a product. So that's why they want to put you in jail. So they're either going to put you in a financial bubble, which is a jail, respect to the person that wrote, what is it called? Confessions of an Economic Assassin. They're either going to set a real assassin on you or an economic assassin on you. One or the other. Which is it going to be? Pick your poison. Because those are white people's faces you got on that money. I just wish you guys would engage in a complete worldview of the situation. But I got to go, man. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. And I'm sorry that I was so far off boxing today. But that's it. And I'm out. Deuces. was so slow. Yeah, it's not the best fight in the world. But yeah, I mean, on Saturday, I was just really slow. Just boxing, really was slow. It happens, though. So, not first time around the rodeo. What is this shit? Why the fuck is this still playing? What the fuck is this? StreamYard. Inch